Caleb Medley was shot in the head. He's still in critical condition. His family says he's slowly getting better, but will take years to recover. He's lost his right eye and is suffering brain damage. Medley's family expects medical bills to go well over $1 million. The Medleys don't have medical insurance, and his wife just gave birth to their first child. So friends have started a Facebook page and website asking for donations.
Hospital bills are going to be insurmountable. It's extremely hard.
Yeah, indeed. And can we just pause? For all of the victims, for the survivors, for their families, their loved ones, their friends, these communities, these kinds of tragic incidences remind us that we have such a long way to go in this country. So what you just watched was the story of a survivor of the Aurora, Colorado mass shooting in 2012. Unfortunately, nothing has changed since 2012. A recent tweet points to that. One of the people injured in a mass shooting this week told Governor Gavin Newsom, we're talking about California, folks, he was trying to get out of the hospital ASAP because he couldn't afford the medical bill. Please keep that up, team. I want you all to wrap your minds around what that tweet is expressing to us. That a person that was injured during a mass shooting told the governor of the state of California, not that I'm feeling better, not that I'm gonna stay here until everything is taken care of for me medically, but I am trying to get out of here. Not that I have time to mourn, but I need to get out of here because I can't afford the medical bill. Very tragic indeed. And then my stump double put it bluntly, and I mean very bluntly, as she usually does. This is America summed up in a tweet. Wrap your mind around that. We need to underline it, bold it, underscore it, exclamation point, message in a bottle. This is America. And it'd be one thing if we were a poor nation, but we are not a poor nation. We are a hegemon nation. And we are the only nation, the only industrialized nation on the face of the earth that does not have some type of universal health care. Meanwhile, back in the hoods where people are misunderstood, whether they're rural hoods, urban hoods, or suburban hoods, the majority of the American people want to see the government play a bigger role in providing universal health care. It is called expanding Medicare. That's what it's called. And it would not change points of service. It would just change how people pay for that. It would be a social contract, the same type of social contract that we have for our elders right now. Medicare was one of the best programs of the 20th century to help lift elders and others out of poverty, along with Social Security. And you would think that between all of the shootings and the pandemic that we would get a clue, but it is obvious that the policymakers who are elected do not have a clue because they're too busy answering to their owner donors. Ben, your thoughts on this story and healthcare in America in general?
Yeah, I mean, this is really heartbreaking because there's another element to this that I think is really important. A lot of people in the United States have this mythological notion of like passing down wealth to their children. But the harsh reality is, for the overwhelming majority of Americans, your end of life care is gonna cost your children any potential inheritance that they could possibly have, right? Because in order to get on like Medicaid programs and all these things, you have to burn out all your cash, all your assets before you can even get this like long-term care and stuff like that. And so a lot of people spend their whole lives saving up. They spend every single day working, okay, until it comes to the point where they need their end of life care. And then all of a sudden, all of that's gone. They think they're gonna leave back stuff for their children. And then a lot of these folks that get hit by this too are Republicans, right? They get hit by this and they're like, wait a second, I was supposed to get this inheritance or whatever. And it's like, no, okay, because we don't have universal health care. We don't have even like the basic, like just basic universal health care. Because for me as a veteran, right, as a disabled veteran, I get healthcare unlike anybody else in the United States, okay? I go to the doctor and there's not a ton of insurance paperwork. There's not all this nonsense, okay? It's very, very efficient. All they need to keep is my medical records. Every once in a while, I need something that the VA can't provide and they just pay for it. They just do it and pay for it. And people don't realize that makes the whole system more efficient, okay? Because in the United States, in your standard hospital, the average doctor is spending half of all their time just filling out paperwork for insurance companies. Quite literally, our entire healthcare system is being robbed blind by these insurance companies and their ridiculous profits, right? And we can run, like we've proven it, right? With the VA, it proves it. We can run very effective, no cost healthcare for people. I don't pay for my prescriptions. I don't pay for any of that, nothing, okay? And so if we can do it for veterans, we can do it for everybody, right? And it would save us ridiculous amounts of money. But no, we're so shameless that literally when people are the victims of tragedies, we tell them, pull from your own pockets, pull from your own communities with GoFundMe. Don't you dare ever expect the millionaires and billionaires that own insurance companies to ever be the ones to pay up.
Yeah, I mean, being the worst healthcare plan of all, GoFundMe. Just to think how cruel that is. And even if it wasn't about a tragedy and a mass shooting, just think about people who have, terminal illnesses and they are trying their best, or just illnesses that are chronic. It costs an inordinate amount of money. And then you got companies like Moderna and others, for example, increasing the price for the COVID vaccine after it was our tax dollars that paid for the research. And it costs about $2 and some change to make, but yet companies like Moderna want to charge $130 for it. When the government was helping to get people vaccinated, it was about $26. I mean, this is criminal. It is, and it is patently immoral. So to go back to the person who was in that mass shooting and said, look, I got to get out of here because I don't want high medical bills. I won't be able to afford it. This is what this victim said, according to Governor Newsom. He said, hey, Governor, thanks for being here. But when am I going to get the hell out of here? His leg was shattered by the gunfire. He goes, I can't afford to spend any more time here. I don't have the money. Sad as hell. And we all should be concerned because we are all just kind of one little situation away from maybe being in that kind of situation, and not necessarily being a victim of a mass shooting, but just anything happening to us because we are human, or to somebody that we love that puts us in this kind of situation. And this really is how a nation's sick care system, this is how the industry operates, where after surviving a mass shooting, witnessing people around you die, you still got to fork up the money for your recovery. You don't even have time to recover or to moan. You got to think about, hey, I need to get out of this hospital.